Episode 121. I know numbers now.
Do you?
Yes, I know the number of the podcast too.
That being said,
121.
Welcome back to episode 121 of Eye Pokes and Head Chokes.
Did they leave in between me saying that?
Yeah,
okay.
They did.
Okay. Well, welcome back to the podcast.
There you go. Overall, yeah.
I'm gonna take these off. I don't want these.
Been a crazy week. Week. Crazy weekend, I would say.
Yeah.
It was a crazy Sunday for me, overall.
It was the worst Sunday in history about the amount of things that I had to watch.
Yeah.
I watched Crockett Cup.
You didn't need to.
It was enjoyable.
Okay. It
was just a lot of non-famous names and some names that I was reacquainted with.
Yeah.
So it was Crockett Cup. What else was it? Crockett Cup, Avengers, Game of Thrones. So
if you're
3 hours.
No.
And 1 hour.
Yes. An hour and a half, yeah.
An hour and a half, yes.
Yeah. You watched the whole thing for the Crockett Cup?
Yeah, I was watching and I was actually writing too at the same time. So after
you were more writing than you were. Okay.
After the first hour, I just muted it, played music, and started writing while it was on in the background. But I kept looking up. I'm like this. It was a really good show though. Crockett Cup was really good.
All right. I mean, with that being said, since you're talking about Crockett Cup, I'm not trying to say like it wasn't. No.
I was reacting to that. I was reacting to that.
We're watching Pineapple Express.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's Pineapple Express.
We should have been watching this on the 420. Well, not on 420, but for the 420.
For the 420 episode. Well, we hadn't thought about it.
Yeah.
So.
And that's why a lot of things didn't happen because we didn't think about 420.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. But we had a good time. Anyways.
Yeah.
So watching Pineapple Express. We're gonna talk about the Crockett Cup. We're going to talk about the Avengers the Avengers and Game of Thrones, like you said.
Game of Thrones, you little bitch. You little bitch.
And,
bitch.
Do you want to do Avengers last?
Yeah, because that shit was about...
Okay, so we'll let you know when to stop watching for spoilers because, it's going to be a little while.
Either way, you should have watched what we watched. Oh,
so
just so you guys know, I'm wearing my Dalton Castle shirt. I want to point that out.
Nice. You know what I think I forgot to do?
What's that?
I think I forgot to check how much time there was on the camera to record.
Well, go as I talk about Crockett Cup.
Fair enough.
I'm going to talk about pretty much just the semifinals.
Or I can edit this whole part out.
Yeah, if you have to, you can do that. Is it too bad, or I'll let you edit it out? You edit it out. Edit it out. You might.
Oh no, we have time.
Okay, cool. You don't have to edit it. Yeah, let us look at it ourselves. So
right now, if I could turn back time. Yeah, I did a share, but I wish I had like the Infinity Stone.
No, and I wouldn't bump it because
I didn't say to bump it. He just fucking turns like time. That's how he turned time, and then he
So anyway,
well, he went like this.
So we're gonna
break
it up. Yeah.
Go ahead. You can start with the Crockett Cup.
I don't even know
you watched it.
Yeah, I don't even know where to start because it's all over the place.
I mean,
I don't really want to go through the first round and.
Honestly, if I were you, keep it to the winner.
Yeah.
And the championship matches.
Okay, so I'm not going to talk about the qualifier, the tag team battle royal qualifier, but that was a thing that happened.
You just said what you were going to talk about.
I'm not going to talk about that though. I'm just going to mention it. I really wish. So we had the NWA Women's Championship match. Allison Kay defeated Santana Garrett. Unfortunately, like we spoke about before, Jazz couldn't be a part of it because she got injured.
Health issue?
Issue.
Yeah.
Injury is a health issue.
Is it an injury or is it a health issue?
I was watching Crockett Cup and they said it was an injury. On Twitter, she herself tweeted that it was a personal health issue. So
it's a personal health issue.
Yeah.
Not an injury. Well, at least that's the way they're spinning it. But
yeah,
whatever.
Well, both of those things would be the same thing. Sometimes.
Technically, yeah.
So instead, Allison Kay defeated Santana Garrett because of that. So it was a vacated title, only for a week, which is not that bad. It was a really good match. Allison Kay, if you don't know her, she goes by Sienna, formerly of TNA Impact Wrestling, aka AK-47 as well. So that's how you know she's tough shit. A really good match. Could have been better. I'm not too familiar with Santana Garrett, so I don't know how much better it could have been, but it was enjoyable for the most part. Um, Later on, we had Colt Cabana and Willie Mack. That was a very enjoyable match.
It looked like it would have been a good match.
It was a very enjoyable match. Colt Cabana rolled the motherfucker up. I was not expecting. Yeah, get your roll
Sorry,
on.
I did it the wrong way.
Everybody, get your roll on. I didn't expect for it to win with a roll up or that specific roll up. Some of the roll ups are.
Wait, Willie Mack rolled him up?
No,
or...
Colt Cabana rolled him up.
So he won.
And it wasn't a schoolboy, but yes, he's the new champion.
Oh.
And I would expect him to be on every episode of Ring of Honor TV holding that title.
Hopefully.
If we keep getting Nick Aldis on screen or part of the commentary team, why can't we have that?
I don't know.
Hopefully we can get that. Hopefully. Also want to see how he's going to be touring defending that title. That'd be very interesting. And for the finals of the Tag Team Crockett Cup, NWA World Tag Team Championship was put up by, well, not by anybody, but Villain Enterprises and Royce Isaacs and Thomas Latimer. Those two were the tag team battle royal winners. So they made it all the way.
Oh, okay.
From the very first match, they had about four matches all in one night.
Wait, so the Crockett Cup is a tag team thing?
Yes. It's the Dusty Rhodes Challenge before the Dusty Rhodes Challenge.
Okay, I thought it was a singles thing.
No, it's a tag team thing. And as much as we were given New Japan flack, as much as we were giving New Japan flack about their tag team tournaments, this was actually a really good tournament.
Well, we don't give them flack. It's just it's how New Japan does their shit. It's the same thing with the best of the Super Juniors. Same thing with the G1. So,
but as far as not being that interesting, this was very interesting to me. The matches, the tag teams that were going up against each other.
Also because you didn't know anybody there.
Yeah, but I don't know that many people I don't know every team for New Japan. I'm familiar with some of them, but I don't know everyone.
No, neither do I, but it's still more...
Yeah.
I don't want to say it's more enjoyable, but I know what you mean. Like, I think it's because it's so spread out, it's not as enjoyable as it's like just a week-long thing. You know what I mean?
That too. But even in one episode, it's kind of hard. And this, like I said, this was a 3-hour show.
Gotcha.
11 matches. But yeah, Villain Enterprise won.
Good.
So they're the NWA Tag Team title holders and the Crockett Cup winner. Very interesting to see how this go. I'm still thinking about what their contract is with Raw and how long they're going to actually be champions.
He has a year left on his thing, doesn't he?
Yeah, but he's not part of that. The Villain is not part of it.
A part of what?
He's not part of the tag team that won the title.
No, clearly not. It's just a tag team.
Yeah.
He's a singles competitor.
Yeah, so they obviously can't really hold on to that name once they leave. Once he leaves, at least.
Or he could do like a LIJ situation. He sets that up. Andrade went over there to set up.
That would be dope
LIJ
for them to do that.
Exactly.
Yes, that would be really dope for them to do that because that should be necessary. People need to know. People just should be aware.
Yeah.
And you don't want to like.
Because it's called Villain Enterprises.
Yeah, you should spread that around.
Exactly.
That needs to be spread around.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm interested just because, like, they're going so many places. They're the 6-man tag team. They're the NWA tag team champions. And they were the Raw tag team champions. So this is very interesting. What are you looking at? Oh, just the timing and the volume. Like, am I talking very...
No, you're not talking loud. It's just...
I thought I was talking low.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
Fine. I can hear you.
But yeah, I'm really interested to see where they go as a team, based on them spending time with the Rows deal with NWA, whatever that may be.
Mm-hmm.
The last match on the card is Nick Aldis versus Marty Scurll. I'm kind of mad that I actually didn't get to see this match.
Live or
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, live. I want to see it live.
Okay.
Like, I was like, okay, should we go? Like, it was a thought in my head. Should we go? No, not really, because it's
Where
not
was
going to
it?
be. It was in, I believe, Tennessee, somewhere in Nashville.
I wasn't going to. I would have went to Nashville.
No, it wasn't. It was in
Good food.
Concord, Connecticut. Concord, North Carolina. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Might as well have been like in Maine.
Yeah, pretty much. But I wanted to go just to see this match, but as like I didn't know any of the teams that were announced for the Crockett Cup, so I was like, okay, I didn't know enough teams.
Mm-hmm.
And then my real thing is like, how are they gonna do something like AEW where they have one show, but they have a whole thing around it. So this is my segue out of this match. Nick Aldis defended the title.
Boo.
And he retained the title.
Boo.
That's how I felt too. It was a really good match.
Fuck, give him one title, Jesus.
Yeah, and 1 month he went for 2 titles and didn't get anything. So he has the 6-man tag team. Is that like a consolation prize? Kinda. But anyway, back to the segue into AEW. We could get into Cody versus.
That was like a good 3 minutes of like.
Was that only 3
null
minutes?
and void.
It was really fucking good.
Conversation.
You weren't there.
I mean, I was listening,
Yeah,
but it was just like
active listening now. So.
It's mainly because I was just like, okay, like I just think it's a way too premature thought. You know what I mean?
Well, no, I'm not saying it's. I'm just saying it's gonna happen. We know it's gonna happen.
Well, yeah.
Whether it's theirs or not, it's gonna be. It's like the idea of WWE turning into WWE after putting behind the Titan Entertainment name.
All right.
Yeah, exactly.
We're at 15 minutes and we still haven't gotten to either two big things.
Okay, well, I'm on
Finish
to
the
Cody.
AEW. Yeah. Oh, that was really good.
Yeah.
That promo was great.
I thought you was going to say that instead of, that was 3 minutes of nothing. I thought it was 3 minutes of, the promo was amazing.
No, the promo
was amazing.
The
promo was amazing. I
great.
can't see that I'm seeing myself because of the strap, but I don't care enough.
You're fine.
I know.
I like Dustin's promo. It was good. But this one was really good. He didn't need much. He just walked out in the black background and talked. I like how he talked about not killing Dustin, his brother.
And killing the Attitude Era.
Killing the Attitude Era.
And I like that because it goes into the comment that Triple H made during the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
He said that Vince, whatever he said, he said my boss or Vince will buy that pissant company and fire you again, talking to Billy.
Yeah.
To Badass. So I get it. It was a joke, but Cody.
Still a shot.
Yes,
and I would still say something
it's a shot.
too.
You're acknowledging us, and no, we're not selling.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do sell, you're not going to get everything that is the integrity that doesn't get bought.
That'd be like $1 billion now.
Yo.
You don't have to ever wrestle again.
Yo. Yeah, unless you want to. You're just gonna do regular shows.
I'm just saying, it was a good thing. I like how he called him a pissant bodybuilder.
That was funny.
Only does no DQ matches.
And then I was like, who is he talking about? It's like, who's the bodybuilder?
I didn't even flinch. I was like, Triple H, dude. Triple H.
But at the same time, they're both bodybuilders. Is Vince really a bodybuilder?
Not really. He just lifts weights.
Okay.
But he's specifically talking about Triple H with the no DQ stipulation.
Yeah, because it was DQ and the pissant comment.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was very interesting. It was emotional. So who is the bad guy in this scenario now? Who is the heel in this match now?
Neither. It's never been about anyone being a heel.
This is true, but when I watched Dustin's promo.
Yeah, they're each going to try to paint each other as a heel.
I like that.
That's
that
fine.
I like. I'm not wrong. No,
I think
you're
that's
wrong.
the angle.
They're both not wrong.
It's a brother quarrel. That's
no
what
one is wrong.
Nobody's wrong, and both of them are wrong.
Both of them are right.
Both of them are right, and both of them are wrong.
And it's more. Yeah, it's more about perception. How you see me, how you see me.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
Dustin sees Cody as a privileged little prick, like he said.
Yeah.
Silver spoon. Cody sees Dustin as the big brother that
went off whoring and all that shit.
Yes,
yeah, exactly.
Hilarious. Like
So-
went off, did what you were supposed to, did what you did, but had more fun as opposed to did what you were supposed to do. I like it, and it was very meticulous. That's one of the main reasons why I like Cody so much. He's very meticulous with the way he talks, and he picks his vernacular the right way. So he says what he says, and everything that he says means something.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Should be interesting. 3 weeks.
Oh my god.
3 weeks when we're in Vegas. So.
Oh
And 3 weeks Game of Thrones ends. So with that being said, let's just move on to Game of Thrones.
And now I'm sad.
Exactly.
I really hate this 6-episode thing right now.
Yeah, me too. But they have to end it. And so as of right now, spoilers.
Quick question. Do you think in the next 3 weeks that
They'll answer everything? No.
that the finale is going to be anticlimactic?
Yes. I'll tell you why right now.
Because of what just happened
I'll
in
tell you
last
why
episode?
right now.
In yesterday's episode?
Yeah.
Go.
So yesterday's episode was for the
dragon fight.
better. How can I say it? It was a clusterfuck of all clusterfucks.
It was all over the place, but everything.
But it was beautifully done.
It was.
Beautifully done. Like, I could say it this way, like, I have never seen a movie and a show in the same day that had my emotions all over the place.
And that's why we had to watch Pineapple Express, because I'm still wheeling off of yesterday. It was ridiculous.
Like, my emotions were, like, everywhere during Endgame, and then I come and I'm like, okay, that movie was amazing, blah, blah, and then I'm like, shit, I have to watch Game of Thrones later. So, because of Game of Thrones, obviously, if y'all don't know by now, he gets knocked out.
Yeah, throw him away.
No,
Throw
this is the
bitch
thing. We're gonna keep him there because there's. We'll get to it.
Oh,
So
fuck you.
they defeat the Night King.
Yes, they defeat the Night King and the White Walkers.
And the White Walkers. I love how they showed, like, you know, how Melisandre came out, and
The little
like
girl?
Melisandre,
Who's that again? The witch.
the Red Woman. Yeah.
Okay.
How she
I don't
came
know
and
that
like
is,
fucking turned everybody's swords on fire.
And did
you have the
nothing.
cavalry, and everybody's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, they're about to fuck things up. And then I thought about it. I was like, no, they're not. They're pretty much facing like World War Z type zombies.
Holy shit.
Yo, they rode off, and I'm like, that's a huge cavalry. And they're going, I was like, they're doing this all wrong. Because rule of thumb is when you have your cavalry, you always keep them on the side ready to flank.
Yeah.
Even if that's the main army, keep them to the side and ready to flank. Let them come to you, hit them from behind, pincer movement. That's it.
But
like,
did you see all them dead people? So it was
either
a
way-
billion of them.
either way, yeah, it wasn't gonna make much of a difference, but it would have been better than going head on and getting completely snuffed out. Damn near.
Those billions of dead people have been dead for
I know.
generations and eons.
I know.
Not even decades, eons.
I love how Ghost ran in there with the Khalasar. That
Oh,
was
yeah,
dope.
yeah.
That was really dope. Jorah and Kono were the ones that led that attack.
Who was Kono again?
Kono was the head of the Khalasar, besides like pretty much a general
Yeah.
under Daenerys. So he's the Blood Rider pretty much.
Okay.
So yeah, he died. Jorah somehow came out
Shout out
alive.
to Jorah.
Shout out to Jorah. And like
He
when
did
you
a
see
lot.
that, when you see like them fighting, that shot of them fighting and all the fire, and then they're like all winking out little by
Yeah.
little, I was like, oh shit, yo, I'm watching this
Yeah.
like this with my.
I was watching.
fucking-
I was sitting on my desk.
I have like a fucking.
not in a chair. I was on my desk like this.
I was on my bed, like just looking at the fucking thing like this. Like,
And I definitely had my own bottle or something
God.
too. I was like,
I was like, you guys are done.
I
And then,
had
like-
to be ready first. I was just sitting there like this. I'm just
And I like that Daenerys, like, even though she knew there was a plan, she was like, nah, these motherfuckers are gonna get snuffed out, even though they all pretty much did.
because
They had to do something with the dragons. They had to. They said
Yeah.
that they weren't gonna be on the battlefield, but that was
They were
bullshit.
supposed to wait.
You gotta use them. They were
Yeah.
supposed to, but you had to use them. Otherwise, it would have been way worse.
Yeah, because they couldn't see the dragon.
Yeah.
They couldn't see the. They couldn't see.
It
They
would've
couldn't
been-
see shit. They couldn't
I'm
see
saying
how
it would
many
have
was
been
coming.
way worse for the ground troops because of the fact that the dragons did a lot of work just clearing out that
Yeah.
first batch of dead.
They did a
But,
lot of
um,
nothing.
Yeah, because it was so fucking much. It was a horde. It was like picture World War Z, that movie. Picture that horde,
At least
and you're just fighting them with fucking dragon glass.
yeah, they were falling, but they were still
they were still moving.
Yeah,
like
like some of them shattered, but not too many.
So yeah, like they got fucked up.
But you gotta,
I think they
like,
lost like 80% of their full force.
So to talk a little bit about what might happen, what we questioned last week about what might happen.
With this week's episode?
No, well, in general, what happens with John being the rightful heir to the throne?
That's not even this episode. That does not matter.
I know.
So that's not even that's a thought for afterwards.
But being that all the Dothraki, however the fuck you say, I can't say it right now.
You said it right.
They all, like, her whole army died. Pretty much, except for like
both of theirs practically all died.
Yeah,
they have like 80% of the force left that they had, and they had like close to 60 to 70,000 troops.
So when it goes back to
they had like 50,000 troops. They lost at least 40.
Yeah. So when it goes to the idea of who gets the throne,
I don't even care about that right now because who
can argue, because no one's gonna stand beside either one of them.
The problem is now,
not much people.
You only have 10,000 people. You have to fucking get over that first.
Yeah.
Because
and then you
Cersei came with 20,000 plus the 10,000 Lannister
She just
troops.
got a dragon.
She got
2 dragons.
What?
She just has, well, not Cersei. Daenerys has 2 dragons. So
either way, like I said, that's a problem for afterwards.
Yeah. That was just a thought of mine when she just rushed into everything because her whole army, her original army died.
I mean, it is a thing, but like I said, like that wasn't the thought process at that point. It's like survive.
It wasn't, but that was my thought.
Like
my thought process
dude,
because I watched it twice. I watched that part twice, so I watched it and I'm like, holy shit! Was like,
I mean, that's the holy shit moment for both of them because both forces got decimated.
Yeah,
her fucking this dude, what's it called? Once like the whole dragon shit,
that dragon almost
started going
too.
on. Like once they started doing their strafing runs with the dragons, and then like he tried to go get the other White Walkers on his dragon on Rhaegal.
Yeah,
he was about to dive bomb and like do a strafing run again, and then the Night King came. Once that whole fucking snow came through, that fucked them up hard.
Yeah, because they couldn't see shit. They couldn't see shit.
They're all the way. They didn't know who they were fighting.
So far.
On top of that, they were in the air, so you can't.
They ran into each other because of that.
Exactly.
And then they don't want to have the dragon blow out fire because
that's where you'll get spotted.
Exactly.
So
now it's like, okay, go get it.
So like when you're back on the ground fighting in those conditions against a tireless enemy, against double the amount that you have. Yeah. That shit was brutal.
As much as I complain about New York, I was like, is that what Alaska or maybe like Maine fucking feels like?
Maine, well, not Maine, higher up.
Just cold.
But no, it was fucking crazy. And then we get the first death in Ed Tollett, Night's Watch, trying to pick up fucking Sam. I was like, damn it! We knew he was gonna die. We picked him out to die. I just felt like
just
like, damn,
like Sam punk ass.
Sam was killing.
He was killing too, but he
just got overwhelmed.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Yes, I was watching. I'm like, he's having an anxiety attack.
That's not anxiety. That's like facing death.
That's a fucking.
I wouldn't blame anybody for having that
at all. Like you're in that moment. Like shit, even Arya kind of had that moment too.
Yeah, she did. Everybody was in like fight or flight mode.
After she hit her head on the thing, she had another.
We'll get to that because that was a really cool moment.
That was really great.
So they're retreating after a while of fighting and all that shit.
Yeah.
They're retreating and all that stuff, and like I fully expected Brienne or Jaime to like die out there, but
I thought so too. But they was holding each other down,
and they were holding. Everybody was holding each other down until Ed got caught. Unfortunately.
Speaking of Grey Worm.
We'll get to that. So they signaled the retreat. They started yelling retreat. Everybody started retreating. And that's why they had the Unsullied on the back line, because they would be able to hold kind of like Spartans would.
Yeah.
They don't have big shields like the Spartans do, but at that point it really doesn't matter because there's like a horde of undead. So that was literally the purpose of the Unsullied, the whole moment. Keep the back line, hold the line while the retreat happens. My thing was, I thought that whole time, like while they were retreating and Grey Worm's behind the bridge,
Yeah.
behind the fire and all that shit. Well, it hadn't been lit yet. I was like, all right,
The
he's gonna
trenches.
behind the trenches. Perfect. I thought he was gonna go out there and fight with his boys and die with
He
his
was
boys.
Like, nah.
Yeah, he just dropped the fucking drawbridge, and I was like, you were supposed to die, dude, with your boys.
Yeah.
That should have been your end.
Where was the gasoline? Why they don't have gasoline? Where was the
Or oil, right? You know what I mean?
Where was any of this?
Oil could freeze technically, so I get that. But still,
so I get it. But
so then they
I was kind of annoyed. I was like, no one has like. What is,
throw
like,
a torch. Chuck a torch.
Like something. Like
chuck a torch. That's all you have to do. Just fucking chuck
I was like, no one has a Molotov cocktail. Like, come on.
Yeah, you have wine. Set that shit on fire and like throw that
something.
shit.
I was just like, okay, why is nobody throwing?
But they just wanted. It's mainly because they were supposed to drop, flame it out, and then like just go back up.
And those things that was like right above the wall that they were climbing up.
Mm-hmm.
That they were climbing up. Them shits. I remember one episode in one of the seasons earlier that the shit fell.
Oil, yeah.
No, it was like the spiky. It was like the spiky logs. Them shits fell before.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't drop them. They should have dropped them.
And
they would have gotten a lot more
some
kills.
Things that you're not thinking about in the moment because it's like, okay,
it is a heat of battle. Yeah, that's
so
the thing.
I get it, but that shit should have been. You should have had somebody ready to drop.
Because you had Gendry there looking like he was about to drop them.
Yeah.
And it never happened.
And I was like, it's two of them. Like, that was the perfect moment when they're on each other.
You could have just dropped that whole fucking thing down.
What was great was how they climbed over the fucking fire. Like, they sacrificed other dead bodies.
But when did they stop being so flammable, too? Because remember, as soon as they touched fire, it was, like, immediate?
Yes.
So you're telling me, like, 5 of those... Don't get me wrong. Enough masks could snuff out the fire.
It was too cold.
Enough masks could snuff out the fire. But that's if y'all like all run at the same time and do it. But why at the same time wouldn't it be like when you touch it?
I need him.
I don't know. Why do you need? What are you doing? Gonna sit him on your thing? He's not gonna sit down properly.
He's gonna look at you, little bitch.
So then everybody's running into the castle. Everybody's back in the castle.
That works.
And Lyanna fucking Mormont.
Oh my god, I love the little girl.
That little girl is a G.
She killed the
fucking giant.
She
died. I knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
I was saying the whole week. I hope she doesn't die. Yeah, when you heard that shit crush and her like armor was like bending inward.
Yeah, and still caught.
But
dude
she
in
still
the
got
eye.
it.
I was
and
like, yes.
She deserved that. Though.
Yeah.
She did. She definitely deserved
as much of a bitch as she was. It wasn't a bitch. It was straightforward.
Fierce.
Straightforward.
Yeah.
Straightforward. Okay, yeah, being fierce. Being a bitch is I don't mean it as being someone that no one cares about or anything like that. She was just like when most women speak the truth. It's about how it's worded and how it's said. And she was bitchy, which was needed at the time.
Yeah.
And she got a great fucking story of a death that
it was
other people that we're gonna tell.
Yeah, it was a great fucking death. Like that was. I felt bad because I knew it was gonna happen. Because when she got hit by him the first time, I was like,
she's dead.
I was like, she's gonna die right now.
I was like, she's dead.
But she's gonna die.
And she got up. I was like, good, she's not dead. And I'm like, she ain't fucking.
No, but I knew she was gonna die killing it. So
my thing was like, I'm happy you went back a second time to go try to fuck up that giant.
Yeah. Because technically speaking, all she actually had to do was like stab him in the foot or whatever, and he should die.
Nah.
But I mean,
she ran yelling. I was like, "Come on, you can't do nothing else. You're gonna die."
She knew what she was doing.
Yeah,
that's the thing. She resigned herself to her fate, so she knew what she was doing.
My thing is also like nobody else could have like just chucked something at him,
like a spear to the head.
Something, as long as the
Where was Grey Worm? He could have. Yeah. Whatever. It was great. That whole Arya moment.
Oh, everything. Sneaking in, being inside. Just
no, her whole fighting.
Yes,
that
the
shit,
fighting.
That showcase of her like whooping ass.
She was great. We've been watching since season 1. Her doing this.
Yeah.
And one whole season without her, I believe it was.
Nah, she was in it.
She was in every season.
Yeah.
It was Bran who was in every season. He was left out of one whole season. Getting older and shit. But she's been fighting since season 1.
Yeah.
from dad
Yeah.
to now, and then you see what happens now. She fucking kills.
And it was really cool. She was going in. But even as she goes in, like, she kind of trapped herself and got overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Like, you want to leave yourself in an open area, but that's why she wanted that shit detachable. So, like, when she was fucking him up like that,
she was killing shit.
It was dope.
She's amazing.
And, well, yeah, when she hit her head, that's when, like, her first moment, like, oh, fuck. Like, I'm not 100% anymore.
Yeah, now
I probably have a concussion.
Why are they getting the caterpillar out?
I don't know. So, like, she's like, I probably have a concussion. I'm not 100%. I have to run now. I lost my weapon. I have to fucking run.
Yeah.
And that whole little sneak, like, it felt like a video game. Like, you're playing it. You're like, oh, shit. Like, I was like,
and then she just...
Yeah, like that whole sneaking
I wasn't even
bit.
ready
Yeah.
for that.
Me
She was
either.
ready for that. I was like, okay.
That was like a quick thing.
Yeah.
Because my concern was, like, while she was walking through there, it would have been, she would have accidentally, like, killed the Hound or Barrack or some shit like that doing that. But luckily,
where was her boo at? I didn't see her boo the whole...
He was fighting on the wall.
He was.
He was fighting on
He's
the
still
wall,
alive?
dude. Yeah, he was alive.
Okay.
He was one of the few, like, alive at the end. So pretty much everybody that you kind of almost wrote off, which was Brienne,
that whole
Gendry, Podrick was still alive.
Is that a closet? I don't know what the fuck to call it.
Podrick was still alive, which is, like, insane.
Wow.
Jamie was still alive, fighting with one fucking hand.
Yo, he's still
You know what
he
should have done? This is what they should have done. Because of the fact that he was fighting with
scissor
one hand.
He should have had, like...
Something like that, or, like, something that just attaches to it that's, like, a fucking...
Yes!
So he could just, like...
He should have Edward Scissorhands his ass.
And then he has the other one with his... Because he can't grab anything anyway.
Yeah. That would have been really dope.
That's me thinking. Everybody was hiding in the crypts. So, like, when Night King finally came out with his dragon, they had that dragon battle where, I think Drogon it was that, like, fucking got... Viserion and just like ripped his fucking throat.
Yeah.
And made the Night King fall. That shit was super cool. And I like the effect of like the dragons above the clouds and shit. Yes, that was like really dope.
It got to a point where it was like, okay, this looks really bad. But outside of that one, it was a point where Jon is on the dragon in the air during the fight. It looks really hacky at one point. Hokey.
But it's also... And that's part of the reason why I think everything was like so clouded and so like dark and everything in the episode, because of moments like that for the most part.
But other than that, that's the only thing I had a problem with. It just looked a little bit too 10 years ago. But other than that, everything else was great. The battle in the sky, flying around, them two, Jon and Daenerys bumping into each other.
You know what the funny thing is? That's a callback to the book. Not even to the book. Callback to one of the other books, History of the Seven Kingdoms or some shit like that.
Okay.
They describe a battle. It's called the Dance of Dragons. And
okay.
I think you remember that Shireen said that at one point. Like, she was reading it to Davos in the dungeon.
No.
Well, it was called the Dance of Dragons because it was like dragons fighting each other. But in that, dragons bump into each other and both of them fall off and they die. Like the dragon riders, both of them fall off and they die. In this instance, it didn't happen, but when I saw that, I was like, Dance of Dragons. I was like, that was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, because they ain't got nothing to hold on to.
Exactly. It's just you're holding on to the fucking...
Whatever.
It's not like it has a saddle or anything.
They don't even have the spikes, dragon spikes.
Yeah.
The dragon should have had fucking armor.
It has armor.
Its
skin is armor. Yeah.
I mean, as far as, okay, not a saddle, but something somewhat of a saddle.
Like on its face or some shit?
Something like that.
I don't think they ever did that.
Man, listen, cats and dogs don't even like shit on their face.
Exactly.
So I can only imagine.
You see how a dog walks? It's like...
Dogs are stupid when they got something on their head. Cats are just like...
Yeah, throw a piece of fucking cheese at a cat. It's just like...
Who's wasting cheese to put on a cat?
They're like this, like...
I do like this on a cat's face. It's like this. My cat is special.
That's most cats.
My cat is just old,
so we knew Theon was gonna die.
Theon is a motherfucking G.
But at the same time, I'm like, why don't you slide and do something different instead of just going straight at him?
Yeah.
It was cool. Like the whole like defending him sequence defending Bran. Like, it was cool. And what the fuck was Bran doing the whole episode? He was warging, doing something the whole episode. Who the fuck knows what the hell he was
finding out
actually
some more
doing?
Information.
Maybe he was doing something else that he probably shouldn't have been doing. I don't know. But he was like he was Undertaker mode the whole fucking episode. The whole episode.
I used to do that when I was young. I used to be Undertaker mode too. I don't know. It had to be something to do with King's Landing.
I don't know. Maybe they looked like they were flying either north or south. I don't know. You couldn't tell in that fucking storm.
Yeah. Because he can take over animals and people. So I wonder if he could take over insects. That's neither here nor there. But that's pointless. Imagine how pointless that would be.
Caterpillar on the Night King.
So you just... but I don't know. Maybe something to do with the other side of the seven kingdoms. I
don't know. We'll find out in the next 3 episodes.
He has to have a secret about Cersei right now.
Or a secret overall that he's not telling anyone.
But what? What the fuck did he just get hit with?
He fucking flung an ashtray at him.
Who? Danny McBride is the best in this movie. Pre-Eastbound and Down. And Eastbound and Down.
Yeah, he looks way young in there.
Yeah.
So when they finally retreat inside and Jon is still like out there on his after that dragon battle. When Jon falls, like, him and Rhaegal fall, and like Rhaegal's still alive. He was just like hurt. He probably like went away. Yeah, and
Daenerys' dragon was just getting his ass towed up by the
which my thing
White
is,
Walkers.
Why the fuck?
That's why I was thinking it should have had armor, but it wasn't armor enough.
My thing is, we'll get to that. So like he falls and he sees the Night King. Everybody has already retreated, so he's running after the Night King. He's like, "Yo, this is my chance." The Night King's a pussy.
Yeah, of course.
You know why?
Yeah, he rose the more dead.
Because he knew that if it was a one-on-one fight, he'd probably lose.
Why do a one-on-one? I got a whole army. Fuck you. I'm not doing that either. If I got a whole army, why take the chance?
He's a pussy.
Listen, he's not the first White Walker to die. Sam killed the fucking White Walker, so one of the main White Walkers.
Is, fight the 1D.
No.
No.
If I don't have to, I'm not doing it. I gotta be gangster like Jon. No.
Yeah.
No. Me and Jon are cut from a different cloth.
But that's like what you want to see though.
Yeah.
You want to see that fight because
that would have been interesting.
If he was really the prince that was promised, or she was the princess that was promised, like he would have fought one or both. Would have
gave the choice.
Yeah.
Like the White Walker don't give no choice. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, he was
the
just
Night
like,
King doesn't give no choices. He just said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do."
I was like, "What a bitch!"
And what I want to do.
I was like, "What a bitch!"
He rolls smart. Everybody all over again.
What else was I gonna say? So when he goes off to fight to try to get to him, and like he raises all the dead, and then like everybody's like, "Oh shit!"
He re-rolls the dead.
Everybody that was just dead, just fucking.
Everyone that just dead and just died.
Yeah. All of them just came back up and they were just like, oh shit, just started hacking at everything that they could.
Nothing.
That's when I thought a lot more people were going to die that they didn't. Like, that's when I expected Podrick to die, Genji to die.
Yeah, that was an expected moment too. Like him re-rising the dead, that was an expected moment for me.
It was an expected moment?
Yes. I felt like
it was for me like it would have happened only as a last-ditch effort.
And that was the last-ditch effort.
You think that was a last-ditch effort?
Yes. Like, Jon is right there. He's dead, so he can't make any facial expressions.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
He can.
He can.
He just said,
because
you ain't nothing to worry about because I got the dead all over again.
When that happens and he keeps walking, Jon starts fighting all of them outside. He was completely surrounded, somehow got out of that shit. Then he gets surrounded again. Daenerys comes and like...
He's threatening him with a fucking cactus.
That'll hurt. That's why.
It would.
So Daenerys comes with fucking Drogon and starts like blazing everything, fire blasting everything, which is fine. Then she decided to land the dragon. Don't ever land the dragon when there's undead everywhere.
Yeah, you hop your ass off. And why didn't...
Don't land the dragon. Just stay in the air.
No.
Because she's like...
My thing...
Because she tells him go, so he runs after the Night King to try to go stop him from killing Bran. And then... Like, Take off, you
You
dumbass.
know what I kind of was expecting to see again. I think it was the end of season 1 or maybe beginning of season 2 when she when she slept in the fire or whatever it was with the eggs. I was expecting to see another scene like that again. Like, let her walk through some of these dead motherfuckers and have the dragon light her ass up.
But then she would have been naked.
That's fine.
Then she would have been cold.
So?
She would have been cold.
Cold over your dead homies rightfully being killed?
My thing is, don't fucking land the dragon because that's why your dragon got stabbed the fuck up.
Oh, yo, it was about $1 million on his ass.
And I was like, why aren't you fucking telling him to fly right now? Like while he's like trying to shake him off, tell the motherfucker to fly away.
My thing was, okay, cool. That was a good moment to have. You're down there with him, with John.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It sets up the whole thing with Jorah when he defends her and ends up dying, which was fucking epic.
Oh yeah,
it was super epic, and we knew that's how he was gonna end up dying anyway. We picked Jorah to die this episode.
He was gonna fucking take care of her.
It was fucking epic, and like
that was a great.
And the music that accompanied it too. They did it perfectly. Honestly,
speaking of music, I don't even want to talk about music. No. Let's talk about music when we get to Avengers. That music in the Avengers was stupid. That's why it was stupid.
Oh, okay.
It made me cry. The music made me cry.
So, yeah, the music, like when the Night King's going after Bran and like everything slowed down, like the whole thing was done beautifully. Like everybody looked like they're about to. They literally backed up against the wall, still fucking fighting and shit. Who was it? I think it was Gendry, Podrick, and this dude, what's his name? Tormund were on top of a pile of bodies, still killing fighting.
Bodies. Yeah.
Sam is at the bottom of the fucking pile, still fucking hacking at people and shit. Like the way it was done was great. Then underneath the crypt, when he fucking rose of dead, all the motherfuckers started breaking out.
That was great.
That scene between Tyrion and Sansa was fucking great.
That was great.
That was awesome.
Before and during, like. You were the best of them.
Yeah. She tells him that he was the best of like husbands. Yeah. That was awesome.
Your husband was his nephew who was a little shit. He's a little shit bag.
But
I miss Joffrey. He made the show very great.
He did. All of them did. To be fair, they did.
Yeah.
But that when he grabbed her hand and he like kissed her hand, I was like, ooh, they're really about to die. I was like, no, they're not about to kill both of them at the same time. So like they kind of got a little.
No, it wouldn't happen like that because Tyrion would have definitely.
He would have held
raided
the
dead.
Exactly.
Yeah, he would have been like, "Oh, take her wherever you gotta go."
He would have taken the knife and like take her, and he would have like faced her on his own.
Or he would have he would have got his own knife. Did he have one? Why wouldn't he have one?
I don't know.
Him of all people should always.
He should have had
one.
But yeah, like that was a cool scene.
Brother of Cersei should always have.
So it was dope when he runs into the what's it called?
Flame.
No. He runs into the yard. I don't know what it's called. You know the yard not the yard. Oh my god, the foyer. He runs into the foyer of the castle, and he's about to run through to go get to Bran. That dragon just comes and stops him. It's a final boss battle. Yeah. And I was like, this is dope.
It was the final boss battle that didn't matter.
That didn't even. No, it didn't matter because it stopped him from getting to the Night King. That's all it was about.
And that's what I like about the Night King. The Night King only feared Jon.
Yeah.
Nobody
Which
else.
says a lot.
Yeah. Had no idea about Arya. Arya.
So we get to the part where Beric Dondarrion, he sacrifices himself trying to get Arya out with the Hound and everything. They get to the chamber where Melisandre's waiting, and she's just pretty much echoed what do we say to the god of death? Not today. So
motherfucker.
That was pretty much go get him. Yeah. And I knew she was gonna be the one to kill him because she has the best training to be able to kill him as an assassin. Yeah, that's pretty much her role in the whole thing. Covert. Yeah. Because
Ninja
once
style.
He gets to the
and she's so tiny.
Yeah, once he gets
she went
to the,
flying, and I was sitting there where the fuck did she come from?
She's a ninja at this point.
She really is.
Literally is. She's an assassin.
Ninja assassin. There's gonna be a whole game based on her. It better be a game based off her.
Ninja assassin, Arya Stark edition.
I'll play that shit. I've never played a ninja assassin, but I'll play that shit.
This is where we get into the. Okay, Arya kills the Night King.
Yeah, she's the baddest
Cool.
bitch.
It was dope how she did it too. She like the way they visualized it. They just showed a white and like the hair move. They just like her running by, and that was pretty. When I saw the hair move, I was like,
Night King's
she
brother?
just flew by.
Night King number 2.
Whatever. No, it wasn't Night King number 2. It was just a regular White Walker.
Well, it was like the main. It was the hand, the Night King's hand. Like who the fuck were those?
They
three?
all kind of looked the
Those
same.
two. Well, yeah, but the one that had hair, one didn't have hair.
So he ran by. Well, she ran by, and you just see the little
and you
wisp
just
of
see
thing.
the eye.
Yeah.
He was not fast enough.
Yeah, and,
that was great. It was great.
It was dope how like he caught her by the throat and everything, but she was just like,
And she said, "Oh, that was great."
So,
I was not expecting
it was
that.
dope.
This
is
whole
my
episode
problem.
is really a fucking spoiler.
This is my problem. It was way too anticlimactic.
You want a battle?
The Night King. This show started off with White Walkers.
Yeah, just foot.
The show started off with that. The fuck was that?
I think the laptop
Oh.
shaking.
So yeah, it started off that way. Should have ended that way. The series
Yeah,
should have done it the reverse. This is why I don't think he's fully dead. I want to say he is, but if he is, that was like the most anticlimactic thing to do.
A Funko Pop. This is how you
Because don't get me
strangle a
wrong,
Funko Pop.
probably. Don't get me wrong. Cersei was probably being built as the main villain from day one,
She was.
which I'm
Ned
fine
Stark.
with. Which I'm fine with. But
Said, "Are you high?"
He's more the villain than she is.
He's the more in
It's called the Long Night, not the one night. It's called the Long Night.
It was one fucking night.
Arya doesn't fit the princess that was promised bullshit. That's why I'm like, is he really dead?
You better be dead, bitch. I want him to be dead.
The episode was great, like I said. There was a lot going on.
I don't even play with toys no more.
Put together great. I loved it. But is he really dead? Because like I said, again, Bran was off like doing something the whole episode, which we don't know what the fuck he was doing.
He shattered. Maybe he was looking for another one.
Maybe. Why wouldn't he?
But who's his boss?
If the Night King 7,000 years ago, the Long Night lasted like 100 years supposedly. That's why it's called the Long Night. 100 years. That's how long that shit was.
That's how long night was because of winter.
Because of him.
He made winter.
Supposedly because of him. But the Night King then died too. So it's like, is there another Night King, like
Better not be. Pretty cool.
a Night Prince or something?
You had kids?
I don't know. Well, he was getting all those babies for a reason. Maybe he didn't bring everybody down.
Oh fuck! They should be dead because he
Theoretically speaking, because when he dies, all of them died.
Yeah, his
Which
whole
is fine.
army dies when he dies.
But at the same time,
what armor does he actually have on?
I don't know. It looks like Stark armor, dude.
Yeah, it does.
That's Stark armor.
Little bitch. Yeah.
So that's why, like, there's still all those theories or whatever. A great episode. It was fucking amazing, and I loved it.
How far are we in?
But it was anticlimactic. We're 50 minutes in.
Oh shit! Well, we're done with that. I really like the dragon. I really like Arya killing them.
I liked it, but I didn't. Just because I'm like,
I liked it. I didn't need any. The whole episode was so climactic that I didn't need. It could have ended at any point for me. That was a good point for it to end because of. In the other wing, what is happening is John is going against a fucking dragon that's keeping him at bay.
Yeah.
And then.
But this whole time we've been getting the Night King versus John, the Night King versus John, the Night King versus John. The whole time.
Yeah, everything doesn't happen.
The whole series we've been getting the Night King versus John from season 5 on. I think from season 4 on.
Yeah, but I think it was more so the Stark family versus John. I mean, versus
fair. That's also a fair assessment as well.
Because they are.
I'm just trying to fit it into
Winterfell. They are.
It's called Winterfell for a reason.
It's Winterfell, and winter is coming to Winterfell before it goes anywhere else. And they just didn't make it anywhere else.
Their house saying has always been winter is coming.
Yeah.
So that means it's going to come again. Eventually. Something's going to happen that a night... Because if a Night King already died once...
So wait,
and this whole thing happened... if this whole thing happened already...
Yeah.
And it happened again... It's going to happen again.
Okay, so let's talk about the Red Witch dying. The Red Woman dying.
I'm fine with that. That was her purpose. That's it.
This definitely was, but what other than what she said to Arya, what purpose did she serve? Not in the whole season, but not in the whole series, but in the season.
That was her purpose. Just her coming back to help. That was it.
Did she really help?
Because she said that she was gonna die. Well, she kind of did with like helping with like putting the fire in the trenches
really
and
help?
helping with the. It did for a little while.
For like 2 minutes, for a whole minute.
It would have been a lot worse.
Yeah, possibly.
It would have been a lot worse had the like Night King had just been like, just run over it, dumbasses. So you're already dead.
Well, she didn't set everybody else's shit on fire. So.
Which actually surprised me that she didn't.
Yeah, like
that would have.
That's my point.
Sense.
Did she really help?
She thought she helped.
I get it. She tried.
She also
set the trenches on fire.
Yeah, she also like told
walking
Arya,
dumb fucking slow like she was.
She also told Arya, fucking run out there, dumbass.
Yeah, I know she old, but ooh, but as with Jules and shit.
Either way, that was a great episode. I just hope it doesn't like get more anticlimactic from here. So we're 55 minutes in.
Bitch.
The Avengers. Holy shit!
No one dies that I didn't think was gonna die.
Spoilers, by the way. If this whole fucking episode spoilers.
It really is. Spoiler alert.
I feel like we only got like maybe 10 minutes left to talk about this shit because of the camera recording.
I knew Captain America was gonna die. Not die. I knew it was gonna be over for Captain America.
Well, Chris Evans wasn't playing him anymore, so
I knew it was gonna be over for Chris Evans. I knew it was gonna be over
Scarlet.
I didn't know.
Kind of figured that one. It was either like I know it was gonna be Scarlet or it was gonna be Hawkeye. Like it was gonna be one of those.
Well, she did die. She just came back. She died again.
What are you talking about?
Scarlet.
No, she.
ScarJo, her real name.
I'm not talking about Scarlet Witch. Yeah, no. I'm talking about Black Widow. Sorry. Yeah.
I didn't know she was gonna die. I was just like outside of everything in writer world and real world. These people were complaining, so I kind of figured that. And between, Chris Evans was kind of complaining.
Okay.
Robert Downey Jr., but he got $50 million for the first Avengers.
Yeah.
So why would he keep getting $50 million for the role? That was my thing. And that was based on
We're not talking about how much they're getting.
And that's why I knew they were going to die.
Yeah.
Because of that. And if you're getting tired of something, you don't want to be the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
20 movies or 15 movies.
21 movies overall, yeah.
15 movies or however many movies.
You showed up in.
Yeah. I get it, but you don't want to be this person. Like to be that character again is a little bit of whatever.
Can I just say that Fat Thor is best Thor?
Fat Thor is great.
Yeah, it was.
I felt like I was watching a cartoon.
Yeah. So before we get to Fat Thor, though I just talked about
Fat Thor was emotional.
Fat Thor was awesome. Like I said, we'll get.
Oh
we'll get back
God,
to him.
He was eating his feelings.
They started the movie off with Hawkeye, with his family still on house arrest and everything.
Yeah.
And then his family disappears, whatever. So that happened. And
I like the time jumping.
So yeah, and so we can get to that too. So I like to jump forward in time 5 years after. So they go this was 2 days after the events of Infinity War, right?
Yeah.
That's how it started. They find Thanos. They fuck him up, surprise him. He's already fucked up, by the way.
Immediately.
Thor just fucking goes right for the head, and Rock is like, what did you do?
I went for the head.
I went for the head, which was a great callback to the first one. So that was cool.
So is the next Thor movie? It's
a Guardians movie.
He's okay.
Probably, most likely.
That's what I was thinking.
It makes sense.
It's like I would rather all 5 of them. Well, what is it? 6, 7, 8? I don't know.
Yeah.
Should be 6.
Yeah, I did not expect them to kill Thanos that fast.
I was
like, how are you gonna do that then? What are you?
That's what I like about the time jumping.
So
it's just like that kill didn't really matter.
The whole thing. It was funny that a fucking rat made Ant-Man come back on the fucking thing. It just shot out.
I went
again.
to the bathroom at that point.
That was pretty cool. Dumbass. Oh, that was relatively early though.
Yes.
Oh, so don't complain about that.
I'm not really complaining. I just said I had to go early before I'd miss anything.
Yeah, so you didn't miss much. It was
because I'm like, where the fuck he come from? He's in the movie now.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
It was cool how that happened with Ant-Man. It's cool how Captain Marvel found Tony and what's his girl name? Nebula. Up there in the ship and brought him back to Earth and whatnot. who knows how far away they actually were, because she had to probably go fucking light speed
Well,
just to get back
as
to
far
Earth.
as I had just watched that movie
Mhm.
Friday, Saturday night. Enjoyable. Captain
was
Marvel
good.
was really
It was good.
enjoyable.
It was fun.
But yeah, she's been away forever. She was trying to figure out. Well, she was always trying to find shit. So
Yeah, she was defending all the other worlds that didn't have Avengers, which was actually kind of a cool thing. But each other world technically does have champions, but just not an assembly
not a
heroes or
group
whatever.
of
Yeah, exactly.
15.
Um,
I don't
whole
even,
thing was like
I don't even know where to go from now.
the
Like,
plot itself. So like I really thought about it and I read
what
a lot
exactly was
afterwards. The plot itself completely hinges on Thanos finding out what they're trying to do in the
finding
past.
out that they're trying to kill him. They're trying to go back in time to kill him before he does something that he
No, they're trying to go back to just get the Infinity Stones.
did. Yeah.
The whole movie hinges on that happening. If Thanos is an hour early or an hour late, the whole movie has no plot, literally. So it all hinges on him finding out. I saw people complaining about, oh, how is it that like Nebula was able to the old Nebula was able to have the new Nebula's like memories, blah blah. I'm like, it's called quantum mechanics, people. It's quantum looping. Yeah. Probably because they're both existing at the same time. Yeah. Because they have that mechanical thing. She probably has quantum mechanics in her own body, so that probably happened.
The same way that we actually got to see in her through her fucking eyes.
Which I was okay with that happening. That was the explanation. The whole thing was like, the 5 years later thing was like insane because of the fact that like, it was kind of like the leftovers on HBO type shit mixed with Marvel. So like you had people coping in different ways. Yeah. Again, you had Captain America at a support group. You had Tony doing his own thing with his family on the farm. You had Fat Thor being Fat Thor off in Norway somewhere. Yeah. Founding New Asgard on top of that.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was pretty dope.
So yeah, like, and then you had this dude, Hawkeye killing everybody.
Yeah, he was
criminals.
He was
in Mexico
assassin.
and Japan, all that shit. Like
that was great.
That was his way of coping.
Why did Black Widow actually prefer to die?
Okay, think about it this way. He had all his family, like that. He had his family to get back.
He had something to live for. She did not.
Not that she didn't have anything to live for, because the Avengers were her family. Yeah. But she knew
she died for her family, as opposed to him dying for his old family, but leaving the
new family by themselves. Exactly. Yeah. So for her, that didn't make sense. Yeah. Which for me, that's why I was like, once we got to that situation, I was like, she's gonna die for sure. Once it was them two going to Vormir, I was like, that's it.
My thing was like, he can't really live with himself.
Yeah, he can, because he knows what she did. He knows what she did and why she did it.
Yeah, but at the same time, like it's more than that. Some people just can't live with the fact that they're a killer.
I think he can.
Well, he's been doing it so long. Yeah, exactly. It's been 5 years.
But even before the Avengers, he was probably a killer too anyway. He was working with the United States government.
This is true. Natasha was definitely.
And she was a Russian spy. Exactly. Yeah. So, yeah.
It's crazy.
So, yeah, like the whole going back in time thing, like I get the loop, and that was one way to tie everything in, and that was fine. I thought they were going to like use a time stone somehow. Yeah. But, of course, he had destroyed everything. I honestly did want Iron Man. I wanted an Iron Man Funko, but they're hard to find now because
I saw some at GameStop.
GameStop? Yeah. I should have told you just buy it and bring it. Yeah. But
you got Toy Story also.
They do?
4. Already. The shit ain't even come out.
Toy Story 4. I'm not watching that.
I didn't watch 3.
That one was really good actually.
Yeah, okay.
No, it was.
I'm not saying this. I don't have any doubts. I'm just not watching it.
But no, the movie was crazy. Like, don't get me wrong. It jumped around everywhere, and it jumped around cohesively as well, which is what I liked about it the most. This movie was set up over 21 movies to get to this movie.
It had a lot of false starts.
Over 20 movies. It did have.
Full starts and false endings. Yeah. So much could have happened.
So much could have happened.
Yeah, they went back in time to get the Infinity Stones from themselves.
Mm-hmm. which was actually pretty cool.
That was pretty fucking cool.
That whole sneaking around right after when they got there.
Thor takes
towards
the
end of the
steps
Avengers.
Was great.
That was awesome.
So many steps.
Yeah.
That was like
The Hulk, you mean?
Yeah, it's not Thor. Hulk.
Why didn't he just jump down?
I don't know.
He could have just jumped
Thor,
down.
Thor's stupid. He's
Hulk.
a Neanderthal.
Hulk
is a Neanderthal.
Well, back then, the smart.
I don't like this one.
Professor Hulk. That's what.
I don't like it.
That's how he is, though.
He's so tiny. He doesn't look the same size.
Well, they've been kind of making him smaller and smaller since the
original.
Avengers.
Yeah, I hated that, and I've been noticing it, but I wasn't sure.
I mean, it fits with the character and everything, like with the Professor Hulk.
Yeah,
it fits with that and everything. I just didn't like, and I agree with everybody else. I didn't like that he was more passive than he used to be. Like, just because you're fully aware of what you're doing doesn't mean you can't still Hulk out and like whoop ass.
And when he went back in time, he's like, "Oh yeah, you just Hulk smash." And he's like, "Ah, pick up the shit."
No, yeah,
I'm like,
it was really funny, but it was like,
funny. But I'm like, you're still
the Hulk.
Yeah, you're still Hulk. Get angry a little bit. You can't act like you get angry.
Yeah,
you're still the Hulk in there.
Yeah.
We all wanted Planet Hulk.
Yes, you're still you, but go out and
shit, are we?
Not anymore. Not after no, not anymore.
Oh my god.
So they get all the time stones in a dope way, and then for the most part, it was good. Not everything goes to plan, obviously, because the movie would have only been 2 hours if everything went to plan.
Should have went to plan.
But
should have went to plan.
No, like you said, the way the whole thing was laid out, was done really well.
I was in my seat like twitching.
I was in the recliners. I was good.
I was in the recliner too, but I was still in there twitching.
Yeah.
I'm never doing this ever again though. I'm not.
So they get the stones back.
I'm not doing this whole movie thing.
Fast forward because we're not gonna go through everything. They get the stones back, and he makes a gauntlet, an Iron Man gauntlet, which is pretty cool. And he's like, "Oh,
I like how he made a backup without even letting people know."
I don't think it was a backup. I just think that
his own glove.
Well, we'll get to that. It wasn't really a backup. I just think
it's like the Hulk Buster was definitely. I'm mad he actually. Did Hulk really fit in a Hulk Buster?
No, he wasn't in.
He wasn't in a Thor suit. I mean, he wasn't in an Iron Man suit.
No,
he was in the time travel suit. That's what it was that made him look like a damn Hulk Buster. That was stupid. I judge it.
So yeah, they got everything back from the past and whatever. It was a little convoluted how everything happened, but for the most part, they got everything back. It had to deal with like alternate universes being formed, and, like being careful with everything, whatever. They got it back. Thor's like, I'll be the one to do it because I have I'm a god, whatever.
I can deal with this.
Yeah, I can deal with it.
Think he could actually deal with it?
He probably could.
I think so too.
If he could deal with the force of a sun on his back while he's creating the axe, yeah, I think you could. Okay. I think he could probably snap it.
He was just not in the mental capacity,
and that's why
physical capacity.
Everybody was like, "Yo, you need to show you're not gonna be doing this."
And he was drunk.
Yeah, he was drunk most of the movie.
Yeah, the whole movie he was drunk. What part of the movie he wasn't?
I like
drunk?
how they made him go back and talk to his mom on Asgard. That was really cool. That was really sweet. She was like, "Oh, you're not my Thor."
Yes, the time travel was great for Tony.
For Tony, that was awesome.
For Thor,
that made me realize right there that whole time travel with like Tony, I was like, he's probably gonna fucking die. Like once I saw that,
all you have to hear is have to have is a great conversation with the one person that you can have a conversation. Yeah, that you're somewhat mirroring, but you don't know that you don't know the good things about him. So that was a great conversation to have.
That was a good conversation. And like right there, I was like, oh fuck.
I didn't even think about that. I was just like, just tell him you love him, but you don't know each other. It's weird.
But no, it was the
hippie beard. Really the hippie beard comment was fucking funny.
Yeah, that was funny. So he puts so the Hulk is like, nah, I can't do it. I'll do it. It's gamma rays, pretty much. We measured it last time.
Then he comes back with a human arm.
Well, I mean,
human size.
Look what happened to Thanos though when he snapped it. When his left, like his whole left side got fucked up, and then he did it again to fucking destroy the Infinity Stones. So like that's why he was limping into the hut because his whole left side was destroyed. I didn't realize
that. Okay.
Because that's the thing. He said he had to destroy them. The only other way you could destroy them is by snapping again. Destroy the fucking things.
The stones.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I was like, okay. I didn't realize he snapped twice.
He snapped it once, but then the second time he snapped was 2 days. That's where they got the readings of where he was on a planet. That's how they got to him.
Okay.
So that was him destroying the stones. And that's what made them all go back.
And then they couldn't go back, so they just said, "Fuck it, kill them."
Yeah, so they go
and
back.
It took
and all
them
that
5
stuff.
years to figure out time travel.
Yeah. Well, they weren't figuring out time travel.
They weren't trying.
It was like within like a couple months, probably.
Yeah, that was after Ant-Man came back. So yeah, a couple of months. It just took them 5 years to figure out Ant-Man and
between Ant-Man, Tony Stark, all that shit and everything, and the Hulk and all that stuff.
So are we gonna get Iron Woman? I don't know. Because it's supposed to be Riri Williams. That's supposed to be the character. So do we get Shuri as Riri Williams?
I don't know.
That'd be interesting for the next generation of.
It depends on what they decide to do.
That'd be interesting.
So.
And we got the Black Cap now.
Pretty much.
We got the
Black Cap. Wait, man, we're not fucking done yet. Either way, we do have to get this done soon because shit's gonna run out of.
That's what I'm saying.
So
I'm just talking.
We got Black Captain America out of it. Although he does need to become a super soldier, because he does need to. He has to because
without the wings, he's just a man.
Yeah,
I mean
a military trained man, but like
still a man.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say anything bad. I'm just
so that final battle was actually really fucking cool.
Oh my god! Everyone stepping out of
Thanos 2014 Thanos comes into
19?
No. 2014 Thanos comes to 2024.
That's what it was.
Time to come disrupt all the plans, and they had already snapped everybody back into existence by that point. And then Thanos was like, "Oh, I know what I have to do now. I have to destroy the whole universe and recreate a new one." Which is like, dude, you're wilding the fuck out. I think you need to chill. Why not just double or triple all the resources in the universe? Yeah. Maybe that way you kind of could have probably solved something. Or, tenfold all the resources.
That was horrible.
So, the broken leg?
No.
Okay, whatever,
shit, I forgot to mention that.
Yeah, it's fine.
It was just a question somebody put up. Has Bobby Lashley's return to WWE
nobody cares. Anyways, nobody cares. Nobody cares. So yeah, like the fight between the fight with Thor, Captain America, and Iron Man versus Thanos was fucking epic.
Okay,
just that going back and forth.
Why the hell can
We'll get to that.
You don't even know.
We'll get to that.
You don't even know.
We'll get to that. I've seen it in the comic books.
What?
He's able to.
Okay.
I don't know why, but he's able to. And I think I know why, but it kind of makes sense as to why. So
I really didn't like how they were juggling the.
Okay, we'll get to that. So they're fucking him. They're all fighting him. Thanos is holding his own against 3 people, as he would. And, so then he knocks Tony somewhere. He knocks Captain somewhere. And he's just fighting Thor. And Thor is holding his own for a while.
Yeah.
Until he's not holding his own for a while. And the good thing is, by that point, he had Mjolnir and he had the hammer. And not the hammer, and the axe. Yeah. So he was fighting him with 2 weapons, which is actually really fucking cool to see.
It was very cool to see.
And he knocks Mjolnir out of his hands. He still keeps fighting with the axe and everything. Then he starts getting
he almost stabs him with the axe.
Yeah. So he's about to stab him with the axe, and you see the hammer moving,
shaking,
and you think he's about to call the hammer, and fucking Captain America, toof, that was the most epic part in the whole movie.
I'm just happy we can't see that ever again.
Me too. I'm glad it was a one-off thing.
Yeah.
Because that shit was because there was so many jokes about that. Remember in
Ultron.
Yeah, when he was trying to lift the fucking thing.
Everybody was trying.
And it kind of budged a little bit, and he just looked at him.
Okay.
So
that makes sense.
The reason he was probably able to lift it is because Odin, he was the one that said, "You're only able to lift it if you're worthy."
Purest of heart?
If purest of heart, or if you're worthy, or whatever, anything like that.
The fuck ever.
Captain America is one of those people that you would expect. Because the thing is, if Vision could do it, you would expect. I mean, and he does in the comics too. He does at one point in the comics.
Not even a real person.
Okay, but either way, at one point in the comics, Captain America does that as well.
Okay.
So that whole thing, when it gets to him and he has hit that and the shield, that was one of the dopest fucking things. I saw. And the fact that he could call down fucking lightning, he was fucking him up.
Yeah, that was pretty dope. That was pretty dope. I enjoyed it for it just to be a one-off, and I was just like, why? And by the time the end of the movie happened, I was like, good, it's not gonna happen again.
No, and it shouldn't. But that whole one-off experience is
look
fucking
at my
epic.
face.
And so we're getting towards that time. And so yeah, it was fucking awesome. And so yeah.
Yeah, but that last battle was really good. How
it was
the
great.
whole half of the universe pretty much walked through the I forgot
the
what it's
gates
called.
that they created. So yeah, it's pretty much like Captain America after whooping his ass starts getting his ass whooped, his shield's down, and I expected him to die right there, right before all that happened. I expected him to like just run into the fucking foray against that whole army, and then all of them appear and run after him, but he still dies. That would have made sense for me too. But the way the whole thing unfolded was awesome. The shot with all the women, like when Spider-Man was trying to get the fucking
Spider-Man is a G for that.
Spider-Man
all the women held him down.
He activated the fucking kill mode.
Yeah.
It was fucking killing everything around him. That was dope as shit too. But the shot with all the women, when you see how many women there are in the cinematic universe, I was like, God damn, there are that many. Like, and that was awesome. That was a great thing.
I want to see Birds of Prey.
Yeah, it'll be dope.
But that would be way better.
Yeah, of course. But no, that whole ending sequence was great, and like, so of course, they had pretty much the whole universe against Thanos pretty much at that point. Like they brought whoever the fuck they could, and no, it was great, and that whole sequence was amazing. Captain Marvel was fucking him up. Yeah. Fucking Scarlet Witch was whooping his ass, and he had to order a fucking planetary bombardment just to save himself.
And that's when
just to save himself
when Marvel came.
Yeah, it was fucking awesome, and that the movie was fucking great. And then of course you get to the end where fucking Tony's there fighting, and
Tony was whipping on him.
No, he was. This dude was holding Doctor Strange was holding like a whole torrent of water from coming down. That was like pretty much what he was doing the whole time, like after a certain point. And he looks at Tony once this dude gets the glove.
He's like,
gets the hand glove, and he's just like, he's like, you gotta do it now. If it's anytime you do it now. So he goes, rips the fucking stones from his hand. He goes to snap it, not knowing that he had it. Yeah. And he was like impossible, and then he had the fucking things. You could see him already. He's like starting to fucking die, which was the worst part. So I was like,
it was really good when he snapped. It was just
he was like, I'm Iron Man.
I don't know the last time I watched the movie and everyone in the movie theater actually started clapping and whooping and hollering. Mm-hmm. I was like, I hate you, motherfucker.
That happened more in mine with Captain America getting the fucking thing. No one likes him.
Nobody. I was in the hood. Nobody likes him.
Everybody lost it.
Nobody likes him.
So he snapped the fingers, destroys everything, destroys Thanos. But of course, a human snapping the fingers, it's just like, fuck. What really made the tears come out was when fucking Spider-Man rushes over there.
Yeah, which
was really nice beforehand when he sees fucking Peter, he hugs the shit out of him. He's like, oh my God, you're back. Thank God.
I guess that's the only reason why he actually did the time travel thing.
To get him back?
Yeah. There's no other reason. I don't want to say there's no other reason.
Because he looked at the picture of them two together beforehand.
Yeah, he's the only real reason I can say
everything in motion.
Exactly.
But no, when Peter came up to him and he saw him like fucking dying and shit, I was just like, that's where I was just like immediately I was like, you motherfuckers. And then when she was like, just go rest, Tony, you've earned it. I was just like,
I was like, oh my God, I'm going home, I'm going to sleep.
When the fucking daughter was like, I want cheeseburgers, I was like, no. I was like, you fucking bastard. Even John Favreau was like holding it together, like. I was like, damn. But
I was sitting there like this. I was like, okay, you're not gonna drip. You're not gonna drip. My eyes is bouncing over. Like, listen, the whole eyeball needs to be soaked.
Difficult to
no
do.
tears.
But no, yeah, man.
The eulogy.
The eulogy was fucking
You do
amazing.
Your own eulogy?
Yeah, that was amazing.
My God. I can't wait to the future when we're able to do that.
I know, right?
I got so many people to say fuck off.
I'm gonna moon everybody.
I don't like you.
But anyways,
I love you all.
No, it was fucking great.
Yeah, that was great.
It was great, the whole thing. And for me, honestly, I'll just say I put it up on Instagram. I said it on I never do stories. And I was just like, yo.
I saw that. I was like, this is doing a story.
I was like, yo.
This guy's doing a story.
For me, I've always set the bar at Dark Knight.
Yeah,
But,
so much better.
Comic book movies that transcend.
Shout out to Marvel. They top. All right. They top Batman.
Yeah.
Somebody.
But this is my only thing.
Did they?
This is my only thing.
It's a cheat code. It's 1 million of them.
That was my other argument.
It took 21 movies
that's my argument.
Movies.
Exactly. It's the top 2 movies, technically. I'm talking about only the Dark Knight, not the whole trilogy.
Okay,
I'm talking
yeah.
about the Dark Knight.
Batman Begins was type.
No, it was still really good, but because it sets up the Dark Knight. That's why.
Only good because of 2 and 3.
It's only good because of 2, actually, and 3 is only good because of 2.
You're right.
I would say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had the Dark Knight up here, and not Infinity War, Endgame just topped it for me. I was just like, damn. And that's the only other thing you could say.
Yeah.
21 movies to get to this point. For me, kind of should be in Best Picture category after this. I'm just saying the Dark Knight deserved to be as well.
As emotional as it was, I think so too.
The Dark Knight
because you haven't seen that in so long. Exactly. You haven't seen. I don't think you've never seen not just a comic book movie. You've never seen a superhero movie. This
come like this collectively all the way at the end.
Yeah, it's
at least the end of the Infinity Saga.
Yeah,
and just collectively create a fucking savage of a fucking movie. And that was great. And it was awesome. Yeah. I loved it. I'm gonna go watch it again. I don't give a shit.
I really like how Captain Steve Rogers.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah.
Even though it doesn't make sense in the whole plot of the movie, it was great.
Yeah, he was just sitting there waiting forever.
Yeah.
Not forever, but he lived out the day and time, yes.
But just him jumping through time and everything didn't kind of make sense because he only had a couple charges. Either way, I'm not gonna get into that. But it was a great ending for him because he was able to, he did what he did. He finished it off.
Yeah. Then
went back in time, lived his life with this girl, with what's her name?
Peggy Carter.
With Peggy Carter.
And Margaret Carter.
Ended it out, and that was a good way to end it. Even though a lot of it didn't make sense, but still, it was a good way to end it. And yeah, everybody fucking clapped. I love the credit roll at the end too.
With the signatures.
With the signatures, that was beautiful
really dope.
touch.
That was
beautiful
really
touch. It was great.
Yeah.
And it was fucking awesome. And I loved every bit of it. And I could honestly, besides little things that I didn't like here and there, I could honestly give it a perfect 10. I'll give it a 9.8.
A Ty Dillinger 10?
No, because he sucks. He doesn't suck. I'm kidding. But
in WWE run, he kind of does.
But no, yeah, that's what I give it. So
sorry, Ty.
What would you grade it?
Sorry, Ty. I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know?
I don't know.
I'll give it as close to a perfect movie as I can. I'll give it a 9.8.
9.5.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fair too.
I don't know what I'm missing. And a lot of things that I got, I didn't know.
You have to rewatch it. That's the thing.
I do.
You're gonna have to rewatch it. As of right now, I give it a 9.8.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll have to rewatch it. Either way, I gave Dark Knight a 9.5. So for me to give this a 9.8,
as long as you know.
You know?
I give it a 9.5 because no matter what, with time and with rewatching it, it can go up and it can go down.
All right. We're gonna have to kill this because it's about to finish recording. So with that being said, that's the end of the episode. We reviewed 2 huge things, and it's already an hour and 20 minutes, and it's about to cut off. So thanks for watching. You can follow us on Twitter.
Next time we'll talk about the
Pokes and Chokes, exactly. At
and the ref.
Myself at _ Mr. Alex 25 _ the guy on my left at
NU _ KEWLA.
Instagram Pokes Chokes Podcast.
Just put it here
on Instagram. Yeah, I'll just put it there. You can just follow it as you normally would.
Woo! Okay, that's it.
Peace out, guys.